Hi there, George here from bvoip. In this video, we're going to take a 30,000 foot overview of our 1stream integration platform. We started bvoip from an MSP who had a lot of pain. One of the pains that we ran into, other than looking for a solution that was designed for the MSP and IT community from a voice or unified communication standpoint, was a severe lack of integration and tie-in to the tools that we use every day. Things like click to dial and screen pop are not new. They've been around for a long time. But that doesn't necessarily go far enough, right? We started bvoip in the mid 2014-ish time frame, really went live towards the end of 2014, beginning of 2015. And leading up to that time frame, we searched far and wide, and we just could not find the level of functionality and tie-ins that we were looking for. And so, like most things, if you don't find it, sometimes you got to build it. And so that's primarily where bvoip, comes to the crossroads of the two things that we solve for. In another video, we went through our cloud unified communications voice PBX solution. We obviously went, can go down that road, but again, another video for that. In this video, we want to talk about how not all integrations are created equal. Like I said, click to dial doesn't do the job anymore, and it needs to go much further in order to tie into your day-to-day realities, the tools that you use, the systems that run your business. And ultimately, this could also serve your downstream customer for the systems and tools and CRMs and ERPs and PSAs that they use to run their business. Everybody's heard these keywords around digital transformation. I argue that's been happening and has been re-happening over and over again with how fast technology turns over. There's no reason to stay behind, right? Yes, the phone needs to ring. We totally understand that. But making the phone ring is not new. It's been ringing for over 100 years. And our vision of OneStream was to take this to the next level. So no more PowerPoint slides. I want to show you the base components of our OneStream integration platform. Before I go into that, on the bvoip.com/OneStream, you can see a bunch of things and documentation and features and what have you. But the main part that I want to start on here is our tiers, right? Each tier, there's multiple tiers. As you go up the list, or down the list for that matter, it stacks features to the plans underneath of it. So for example, if you wanted the starter tier, starter includes everything in light and starter, enhanced, light, starter, enhanced, and so on, right? So at the end of the day, here are the 5 different variables right now that come in OneStream. Keep in mind, we're constantly innovating for OneStream. We come out with features rapidly, and it grows, and it has been growing since we started bvoip back in 2014. So this has really been an evolution of that work, right? That's what we call OneStream, which is the brand of our integration platform. So I'm going to concentrate in the beginning here under light and starter, and we're going to go over smart click to dial, basic screen pops, auto matching by caller ID, saving to new contacts or existing contacts, new companies or existing companies, reassociating calls. We'll show you our Windows and Mac app. And then in our starter tier, we get into things like tickets, opportunities, activities, time entries, that kind of stuff, right? So you'll see, obviously, that we've put some thought into this. So, coming back to our main dashboard, so OneStream is comprised of, our main portal dashboard and our Windows and Mac app, which is this is like the integration interface right now. And the idea is that every single call that comes into and out of your phone system should be tracked. There's call history, we get that. This goes a bit further, right? We want to do something with that call and attach it into your system that you use every day. So in this case, you can see a call comes in. It's going to try and match phone numbers to contacts and companies in your CRM, ERP, PSA. I happen to be connected to a solution called ConnectWise right now, but we have integrations to a lot, many other platforms. The concept still holds true, right? If a call comes in and it can't find that number in the database, then effectively it's going to say, hey, sorry, I can't find it, and what do you want me to do with this now? So now you have two options. Do I create a new company or contact, which you can easily do here? I can create a new company. I can go back and create a new contact underneath that company. So first I got to do a company lookup. And then, of course, once I've done my company selection, I can create my contact. It's running a bit slower than I'd like. Once you find your company, again, it's working a bit faster now. You can select it and then create your contact. Once you've created your contact, we're saving the number to that contact. And the idea is that if everyone in the organization is following this matching routine, right? I'm not saying every time it's going to come in, the number's not in your system. We do find that when we connect OneStream for the first time, the first 90, 120 days, whatever it may be, there's just a lot of numbers that are not saved in the CRM, PSA, ERP. The goal is to create a internal habit of making sure people are tagging their calls. Now, of course, if a call automatically matches one-to-one, meaning call comes in, we already know who it is, we're going to screen pop that company's record, right? Or that contact's record. Now, there is also the option where there's a multi-match, right? What happens if a call comes in from a main number where there's multiple matches? We give you the option to ultimately select the correct contact. I'm just trying to scroll backwards in time here in my history to give you a better idea of what that looks like. And I just don't happen to have one. But you can see here, this is what would happen, right? If this was a whole number, you would get a list of everybody underneath that company. And then basically you just select the right person. And that's how you handle, main numbers showing up with multiple people behind them. Ultimately, you can attach a number also to a contact that's already in the database. So you could search for the company, and then it'll immediately show you anybody underneath that company, and you just select the person and save it. Or you can just search by name, and you can ultimately find the right person. Save that number underneath their profile, associate the call. Again, goal here is to match people with companies or contacts within your system. Once we've done that, all the cool stuff starts happening, right? We can do screen pops, we can do tickets, attachment, updates. We can create new tickets opportunities, notes, time entries. We can do a whole bunch of stuff. We can do smart call transfer, which allows us to transfer a call to another queue or another person within the organization, either in a blind or warm transfer. Blind transfer just transfers immediately. Warm transfer, you talk to them, and then once they're done, once you're done talking to the internal person, the call bridges. And so that's kind of cool, right? It's not just a call transfer. It's a smart call transfer. Because what happens though is that the record you selected, the note that you entered, any screens that we've popped will immediately transfer over to the party on the other side internally, right? Could be I'm transferring a call between an executive admin and an owner. It could be a level 1 tech calling a level 2 tech. It could be a receptionist transferring a call to a salesperson. Whatever it may be, it's just nice to transfer that information over because frankly. How many times have you called the cable company, credit card company, whatever it may be, and you have to restart your conversation every time you get transferred to a new person, department, whatever it may be? Totally frustrating. But anyway, you can pop into records within the CRM. You can automatically screen pop for that matter, right? Which I'll show you in a second. You can go here under your company dashboard, and you'll notice here you have the option to do screen pop URLs. And this really helps for things like ERPs, PSA, remote access. Basically, every organization has a lot of different SaaS applications, tools, web apps. And wouldn't it be nice to automatically within the app, once we've identified who the person is, to screen pop those tools to the correct places? Pretty powerful, I think. So at the end of the day, I mean, you kind of get an idea of what's going on, and then, of course, from the app, when you're updating forms and stuff, you can change fields, you can update notes, you can do what we call templates, right, where there's predefined notes. You can take snapshots so that automatically overrides all your fields. You'll notice time entries and activities will automatically be created by default, and then you can do things like app mentions to other people within the organization so that they get a copy of this note. And you can do things like follow-up, so that creates a future-facing activity for you in your calendar. And now, effectively what I've done rapidly is I've matched a contact, I've screen popped the apps, I've selected an existing record, I've updated that record, I've added a new note, both internal and customer-facing. I've did an app mention to a team member. I've created a follow-up in my calendar for tomorrow. And if I'm recording calls, it'll attach a call recording to that record. So that's like 6 things right there. On the fly, I've done it, in 30 seconds. The goal here is just rapid interaction so that all the stuff that you're not doing because your CRM may be too clunky is a lot easier to do because it's all, click, fast clicks, drop down, save, and you're on your way. So you can see here it's pretty simple to do. You can even monitor your call recording attachments right now within this menu, and you can see if call recordings actually made it into the system or not. So at the end of the day, it's kind of a really powerful solution. The other thing that we've done is from a click to dial standpoint, you can click to dial from within most of the CRMs, ERPs. You can also click to dial here from the OneStream client. Again, this client is an integration client. It does not matter what your extension endpoint is. Could be a soft phone, mobile app, desktop phone, conference phone, doesn't matter. And you can retroactively go back in your history as you've seen here, so that there's really no reason to not go back and make sure all of your stuff gets into the system. And the reason why that's so important is here is in the OneStream dashboard. This is the basic OneStream dashboard. You can drill down to date and time ranges and get an idea of what's going on. All of these things are drill downable, right? So you can see total calls and unanswered calls. You can drill down on a specific individual, see all of their calls. You see their call recordings are here to play right within the browser. Anyone who's actually utilized the app, you'll notice that their activities and their CRM links and their, you can drill right into this within, your CRM, PSA, ERP type system. And all of that call data is right here. Which is super important from hey, is things getting done? Are we missing calls? What happened on a particular call? I mean, these are important questions that, if the organization is utilizing the integration and the technology with all the tools, can be super powerful. Because no offense, nobody wants to have to go dig after the fact if they can have it in front of them. So everything so far that you've seen has been more functionality of the basic couple of tiers, right? The starter and light. You can see we went through a lot of these components really on the fly. And then what you can see here is as we go up the chain, we start to get into some more advanced stuff. So for example, multi-CRM support, right? What happens if you're using a Salesforce and a Zendesk, or a ConnectWise and a Salesforce, or a HubSpot and an Autotask? We come to find that many organizations are using multiple tools because maybe one size doesn't fit all. So instead of trying to sync data between the two or multiple systems underneath the hood, we're pushing data to their systems simultaneously. So we found that that's something that is super helpful. And then we have targeted call routing, right? So basically, a call comes into the phone system. What do we do with it? Well, we're looking to collect information. Do we route calls by caller ID to a specific team or pod or unit? Do we route calls by a PIN number that's added, a ticket number, an order number, an account number? So that's what we call targeted call routing. Not super visual, but you can kind of understand what happens, right? You've all called into a number that's asked you for some sort of information, and then from there routes you to where you need to go. There's also, in this tier, we give you additional reporting functionality. And then lastly, call control and call data API, which, again, if you're building tie-ins into your own apps, I think are super helpful. Under our enterprise tier, and some of this is more visual. This is where we get into some of the more, big box call center-ish business type features. Wallboards, dashboards, auxiliary codes, more reporting, but of a mesh variety between the phone system and your line of business app. And a bunch of other kind of cool widgets that we've put together, right? So, for example, under our enterprise tier, you can get things like, advanced reporting, right? So let's say I wanted to see all calls that came into a specific number, right? Let's say I have that number is a marketing number. Let's say it's a number I give to a particular client to call in, so that I can track metrics from that particular customer and what happened. That's super cool, right? And so this is like very detailed metrics on, abandon percentages and hold times, and you can see call recording information is presented and call data is presented. And you can obviously, get a lot of visibility into exactly, how many people called that particular number within your phone system, how often, what happened, percentages and weights and, detailed call data, right? And of course, we can dump this to Excel or even schedule this to go out, on a regular basis. This could be really important because maybe your customer needs this visibility. Maybe you want this visibility as from a management perspective. Again, has a lot of different applications. But, again, I'm segregating data to calls coming to a specific number. And then the reverse of that, right, is a second report, which is what we call our call data report. Or daily call summary report, I'm sorry. So the difference between a daily call summary and an inbound rule summary. Daily call summary is, hey, I want to now know all calls that went to that came in from a particular number or numbers, right? So let's say my customer has 100 numbers associated with their account, cell phones, landlines, whatever, and instead of trying to run a report on all calls that came in to a number, I want to run a report on all calls that came from a set of numbers. Again, just the reverse, and again, segregating that data so that you can ultimately, enter your numbers, or pull them in from the the ERP CRM, and you can search for an unlimited amount of numbers effectively, and the system will segregate that data. Again, more reports of this nature come as time goes on, but you can see how this can really give you rapid information on the fly, in order to really, understand what's happening, make that customer experience better, and ultimately deliver that level of knowledge to your end customer maybe, or management. We have a second portal, and this is an example of that, where we get even deeper into call metrics, and then we can get things like wall boards, right, meant to be on a big screen, right, where we're looking at a particular queue or queues, so you can drill down into what queues we're monitoring. Is it one? Is it all? Is it a set of groups? What have you? And we can see calls waiting. We can see who's logged in, logged out, how many calls were handled. I mean, really cool for, again, a TV wallboard type solution within your org. And then there's a supervisory dashboard, again, where you can drill down into, is it all queues, is it a specific queue, and we can get consolidated reporting on statuses, availability, call stats by day, by month. You can see that your percentages down bottom here in terms of queue stats. And it's really cool, right? Because we can even highlight certain people that have not been logged in a certain period of time or have been on a call for too long. Again, there's like a lot of different possibilities here. But again, we're trying to give you the overarching call metrics in the moment. And from a reporting standpoint after the fact, so you can kind of see what's going on, right? Even additional heavier reports, right? So you can obviously go in here and get additional information that we, give more, again, from a call center type view, so that you can kind of really understand what's going on. So you can kind of see where we've, stacked as we get up to these higher tiers. There's enterprise tier. We're really getting into call center level of granularity, right? And I know people don't think about call centers and maybe an IT service company or a company that you would be managing underneath of an IT or MSP company, but it's 2020, or at least it's 2020 when I recorded this video, and the reality is that level of functionality should exist, and we're trying to bring it down so that it is viable. Lastly, in our power tier, this is effectively a progressive dialer, right? You would import a campaign or a list of numbers that you're trying to dial, associate the agents or extensions that will be dialing on that campaign, and this is the solution that allows you to rapidly go through those, update records as you're going along automatically, do a voicemail drop, right? So you can pre-record voicemails because you're going to hit a lot of them usually, so you don't have to say the same voicemail over and over and over again. And then ultimately, you can move on to the next call without having to sit there and say the same thing over and over again, which helps you get through your queue very fastly. And then you can adjust your outbound caller ID per campaign, right? So, for example, let's say you have multiple business units, or you have a specific number you want those calls to come back from a marketing tracking purpose, whatever it may be. That can be adjusted per campaign. So you can see this is pretty powerful stuff. Different tiers, different functionality. Again, this is added on to monthly at this point. It's a constantly evolving solution, totally built in-house here at bvoip. So you can see here where this is super helpful. And again, I think that I could go much deeper into these things. This was meant to be a 30,000 foot overview, but the idea is that this exists, and we want you to have access to this level of functionality, again, for yourselves internally to enhance and increase the operational efficiency, customer satisfaction, the experience. These things will make you more efficient, and it'll speed your team up a bit, and it'll also give you the data that you're absolutely missing. And as a result, make you more powerful, right, on a day-to-day basis, right? Knowledge is power. So we tend to write these integrations often. You can go to bvoip.com/1stream, and then you can see all the information about it. It's entire kind of microsite within the app of our website. So I would love to talk to you more about it. We'd love to talk to you more about it. If there's more interest in drilling down further, don't hesitate. Let's have a call. Let's go through it. We hope you enjoyed this video. Again, 30,000 foot overview. And if you'd like to speak further, please let us know. Thanks for watching.